Hello everybody, how you doing? This is Kinesiology 231, commonly known as Fitness Assessment and Programming, and this is the Spring 2024 term. My name is Adrian Fleischer. I'll be your instructor for the course, and this video serves as a brief introduction and overview of the course, but also a little bit of a stepping off point. So let's get going. So to that end, we'll go through and talk a little bit about background, experience, etc. Also how we're going to get started in this class and what you need to do next to get started in the class. So to that end, this class itself was originally geared towards 16 weeks in person, and here we are trying to cram 16 weeks of course content into 8 weeks and online. And there's a bit of a challenge that you have with this because this is a very hands-on type of course, and I definitely want to have a survey with the students regarding maybe we get together 2 or 3 times during a term so you guys can practice your skills. But it was definitely a lecture, lab, and debrief kind of format. And now we've evolved it to where we have a bunch of the content online. And the goal is to be able to have you guys not only understand what you're doing and why you're doing some of these fitness tests, but also the concept is to understand maybe contraindications to exercise, and then be able to backstop that with interventions that you can have with your client. This class itself is geared towards people who are kind of in that movement practitioner area. I always use that terminology to kind of like have a blanket term for a personal trainer, physical therapist, strength and conditioning coaches, anybody who's in that arena or desires to be a movement practitioner going forward. Now, the big challenge we have is just the hands-on component. The best way to practice taking blood pressure is to take blood pressure. The best way to actually take heart rate is to take heart rate. So, we have found over the last decade, much of this has become very simplified, and technology has allowed us that process. But I also urge you as a student to be able to manually do many of these skills, just so you can, at the quick and ready, be able to evaluate your client. So a little bit about me, MBA, MS. I started off in coaching, in 1990. I can't believe I'm saying that. And I was a student assistant in strength and conditioning for 3 years in my undergrad. And I was also a 2-sport athlete. From there, I did some coaching on the football side of the house for University of Wisconsin at Whitewater. And then part of my undergrad experience was an internship, which I did at the University of Arizona in their strength and conditioning department, which was absolutely mind-blowing. I went on from there to be the head strength and conditioning coach at Austin Peay State University. And while I was there, I completed my master's in exercise science. So, it was a pretty fast-paced, high-velocity educational process during that part of my career. And it was great to be able to sponge in as much information as possible. Now, from 1995 to current, I've been a personal trainer in any number of different scenarios with a medical group downtown and Pilates studios, just kind of working with people in a generalized fitness, big box fitness centers, smaller studio fitness centers, one-on-one in individuals' homes, working with a client out by the lakefront, in Evanston was another great example. So I've done a bunch of different things in terms of personal training, but I've also managed different facilities as well, and I've managed teams of personal trainers, and I've presented at regional clinics and seminars for new personal trainers. So I got a lot I can throw at you guys, and I'm going to try to do a good job of taking what's up in my head and get it into this kind of sterile blackboard format and be able to deliver some good content you guys can use going forward. I'm currently an adjunct professor at Harper, as you know, because I'm teaching your class. I've been doing that since 2019, and more recently, in the last year or two, I started at the Garlands in Barrington, which is a retirement community, and I do the fitness programming for what is classified as memory care. Now, memory care includes, folks who have Alzheimer's, dementia. I have people who are considered skilled nursing as well, who are non-ambulatory. So it's a little bit of a departure from the strength and conditioning piece that I saw earlier in my career, but it really has fulfilled a part on the continuum, if you will, of care that we often provide as wellness practitioners. I've seen one side of the equation, now I can see the other side as well. So it's a lot. And last but not least, I am the owner of PT Network. That's my personal training LLC. It's a business that I operate, where I do personal training, fitness coaching. I've also done some tutoring through that LLC as well. you can feel free to look up ptnetwork.com, and that would be me. Instagram handles, if you want them, Coach Fleischer. Twitter, which I don't use a lot, is also Coach Fleischer. So for you, if you choose, go ahead and go to the Learning Modules tab over there on the left side of your screen and click that to get started. And you'll see in there, there'll be another folder, and that folder will be where you start off. You know, the big thing here is you go into start here and we start running in this course, and I can't stress this enough, and you'll hear me say it several times. 8 weeks is a very compressed amount of time for this content and the amount of content. So there's going to be a high velocity in terms of information coming at you. So do the work, get it done, get on the A train to get your grade, right? And be on the lookout for me in another video in the Start Here folder. Thanks a lot, guys.